I just got done making dumplings. So, there's flour on the black pants. We live, we learn, we regret. Thus is life. Do you know what Twitter mutuals throwdowns are? Like, neither did I, until a friend of mine decided to do one. The idea is, you get 16 people that you follow, who follow you back, so mutuals, and you do a series of one-on-one polls, letting your audience or your followers vote on who they think should win. In each round, one person gets knocked out, another one moves forward, and so on and so forth. The friend in question was Polybrow. You may be aware of her, she's rather good. Now, I don't use Twitter very much. In fact, my account is a long string of, retweets, announcing that a video is coming, my ongoing attempt to have Jacksfilm see my good submission for a Jackask, which is not going well, and some vaguely ominous statements about Ohio, like the American state. So, I don't have that many followers. When I signed up for it, this was the DM I sent to Polly. What the fuck is a Twitter mutual throwdown? I signed up for it with no concept of what it is, which she then very kindly explained to me. And then I was like, you know what, this will be funny. I'll start kind of joking around, the classic, I'm going to win or I'm going to double the rulebook. That's all that's happening. But Polly said something interesting. Polly said she was going to pit me against her most famous mutual, just to handicap me, because I'm that powerful, apparently. And that planted the seed of an idea. But it was but a seed. It hadn't even germinated yet. And the competition started. Polly made sure that you'd have similar-sized accounts pitted against each other in the first round. Very reasonable thing to do. And I would have known that if I had actually read the announcement tweet. So I was pitched against an account a similar size to mine. 80 followers. I believe they had less than I did. I, however, because I hadn't read that announcement tweet and hadn't done even the bare minimum of homework, thought that Polly had followed through on her threat. So I started networking. And by networking, I mean going to a friend with about 6,000 followers and asking her to vouch for me. Pretty soon, I was neck and neck with this other account. Now, they made some good moves towards victory, made some strong offers to anyone who actually voted for them, to which I responded to by going nuclear. But first, a little bit of backstory. I was talking to Polly about my tactics, and she had this to say. Basically, there was someone in the tournament, the biggest account in it was on about 7,000 followers. So she had followed through in some regard. If you recall, the account I currently had helping me was at 6,000 followers. Now, I'm not sure if you passed primary school mathematics, but 7 is more than 6. I needed another plan. Enter D. D is a very skilled artist. They've amassed almost 25,000 followers on their Twitter account. They also happen to be a friend of mine. Something I haven't mentioned is that this battle, this throwdown, this war, had a prize to it. Polly would fulfill a single musical request. Now, Polly, phenomenally skilled composer. I'll chuck a card up to check out some of her stuff because it's just consistently incredible. So this was a genuinely valuable prize, but not one I needed. I write my own music, and I didn't really have a need for anything that was outside of my skill set. But D is primarily a visual artist. I had a bargaining chip, so I DM'd them. I explained the situation, I extended the offer. I said, you have a lot of followers, I have the potential for something that you would rather like. Care to help out in exchange for that? Basic business, baby. And he agreed. And just beautiful chaos. Within an hour, that poll had as many votes as my opponent had followers. The next biggest match between people with a combined follower count of 9,000 people had less than half the votes. And I'm not talking like one less. It was a considerable margin. When this poll had started, I was the only one who had voted for me, but now I reigned supreme. Polly even made a tribute to what I had done, and she was kind enough to let me play it for you.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
But that didn't make the video that I'll leave up for your viewing pleasure. I got a Sarah Z, young, dumb, and full of libel mug, but the handle broke in the mail, which, to be fair, it was Australia Post. What we're checking. See, this has never been refrigerated, and it's... when's the use by date? Apparently there's no use by date. Isn't that the true meaning of Christmas? I should really be blurring that. Oh my god, who can be bothered? From memory, it was like, have it within like a week of opening it, and that was over a month ago. Cranberry juice tastes like shit, that's not going to tell me anything. It's probably best not. I don't need to get, like, food poisoning or something for a fucking Twitter storytime video. Look, I could also get it, like, replaced and returned, but at this point it's really just funny to use it for alcohol. Oh, I am not clever today. Good, the laptop's fine. We're good, the laptop's fine, it's fine. So, next up, I would be against the biggest follower count in the competition. It started well, though he hadn't actually done anything yet, but things began to look dire. The other competitors started to vouch for him. There was a difference in our tweeting styles. Though I had more reach, they knew the people who cared. It was time to realise that maybe Shawk deserved to win. Like, he already had a song request lined up, and more than that, he was genuinely respected in what seemed like a very close-knit community. But I'm a bit of a sadistic bastard, so I reached out to a couple more people. But then the Shawk tweet came. I replied to it, trying to offer something to dissuade him. He didn't reply. Tough nut to crack. Tough nut to crack. It was a dark moment. In just 23 minutes, my lead had been destroyed. To make it worse, both this guy and my previous opponent were staff members on TF Connect, which is apparently a charity organisation? I didn't know that. So I was grappling with the moral weight of severely beating a charity worker. And then tragedy. Despite reaching out to a few other people, they didn't help. TF2 Twitter was building up more and more strength. Strength behind a single man. A man with a dream. Of a piss song? Apparently, I don't know what a jarate is, or a jarate, or however you meant to pronounce it, but the only explanation I've gotten is that it's a piss jar, and I'm frankly afraid to Google it. So there's going to be a song about piss in the world at some point, and it's a little bit my fault. I'm sorry, I should have tried harder. The battle raged on for the rest of the day, but I never did reclaim my lead. Finally, with almost 550 votes counted, it was over. Shork had won. Ultimately, I didn't win, and because there wasn't actually a rulebook in the first place, I only doubled it on a technicality. Doubling 0 still gives you 0. And yet, I had left an impact on that competition. I may, in retrospect, have been the villain, but I had gone toe-to-toe with an account about 100 times larger than mine, and that poll of ours, the one between the two of us, that was larger than any poll in the competition, including the finals. It had helped strengthen the already powerful bonds of the TF2 community, and, most importantly, I had absolutely crushed a charity worker.